Hello survivors, welcome to another single summon series in Soulstone Survivors. Today we're going to be doing the fire summons. We've got two of them. It is Fiery Blades and the Volcanic Eruption. For Fiery Blades we are going to have our Ascension active, so we're going to do that one first and then we'll come out and then we'll disable it for the Volcanic Eruption. We're not going to actually use our Ascension, but the reason we have it active is it does give us burn on hit for when we actually play with them. So we can take them immediately. We're not going to grab our Ascension, so it doesn't actually matter if it stays active, but you know, for my own personal liking, I don't like seeing the Ascensions and the actual catapult builder story over there active, so we're going to deal with that when we can. But we have to have it active just so that we can get a fire damage on hit like this over here, which is exactly what we needed. And now they're going to get their bonus damage because they deal damage based on the number of stacks of burn that we have. So we're not going to focus on that as much, but we'll try and get as much of it as possible when possible. So hopefully we can do some good things over there. We don't need that active, get rid of all of that. We get a beautiful +1. We don't need the damage for burn to do anything. +1 to maximum number of fire blades is good because it did get a nerf. It used to start off with 7 or 8 of them and it now has 6. So a little bit of a nerf over there for them, not the end of the world. We could use a bit of everything over here to be honest, but we'll go there, get the damage on them, that's pretty good. Area of effect's very good on them because they swing and deal damage in the area in front of them. So that's going to be very helpful to get as much going for them as possible. We get multicast, which is going to be good. And we need to try and get that fire burn damage up as high as possible because right now we don't deal enough burn stacks at least. Alright, we're going to grab this one because this is actually going to give us 2 stacks being uncommon. So we will lock that one. Grab that over there. We can banish lethality. We can banish damage. We can banish area siege and that as well. Banish the laugh. Grab the burn. Grab the area of effect. We're not going to banish the epic or rare upgrades because they are epic and rare. So they are quite hard to find. You're not going to find them all the time. No point in banishing them. Let's get the area of effect there. We will grab a bit of movement speed as well because you can see they are melee, so they are going to run up to enemies. They do have cunning as well, so they should focus on the bosses. Critical strikes will apply. Burning as well is fantastic, 50% chance to apply the burning. And we can see over there, as soon as they start attacking the bosses, the amount of burn damage they do and how much damage they actually do to everything. So that was really good of them. Very strong. Grab the burn, grab the cooldown reduction, burn damage for them. Cast frequency is also very good. Since they have a cast frequency as an upgrade, that also means we can banish cast frequency as a general upgrade. So when we see it next, we will banish it. It should come very soon. But that was a rare siege upgrade. We don't again have to get rid of it because it's not going to make any difference being rare. Grab that. We get ourselves this. We are going to reroll. We don't get the other one. We're going to reroll one more time. There we go. Beautiful. So we'll take that. We've got the other one for the next level. Get ourselves as many fiery blades as humanly possible. Also, the more there are, the more burn stacks we're going to apply because that's what they do. Okay, we can go for more area of effect. A little bit more will go a long way. We have 7 stacks of combustion, so that means every time it will proc, it will stack 7 burn stacks on it. And those burn stacks will be dealing a total of 2,900 damage. So that's just how you know that it's working. We're going to grab that, grab the merciless, critical stacks apply, and burn. How many stacks does that give us? 1 only, but it's 50% chance to apply the burn. We are going to take it. I'm not going to take the burn to slow because that's going to give us a whole bunch of slow passives in our tree, which we don't want, or in our passives. And there we go. Some very good damage going on over there. I don't think this, summon is going to do that much damage. or, you know, do it very, very quickly because of the way that they work. They are quite difficult. Firstly, they have a time limit, so they have a duration. Secondly, they require a lot of burning damage to do a lot of damage, and without another skill to do that burn for them, they're not going to do as much as they possibly can for themselves. So they're very good, don't get me wrong, they're very, very strong summon, but unlike Putrid Hounds, who don't disappear, and poison being a lot better than burn because it actually spreads, this one is a little bit tougher to have. So I mean, if you have one enemy that has poison, those poison stacks are going to, when that enemy dies, go to the next enemy. So you actually accumulate poison stacks a whole lot faster, and therefore the Putrid Hounds do a lot more damage. So it's also one of the reasons why I love poison so much. Having the poison accumulate and then spread between different enemies is always very, very good. We're going to reroll a bit over here. We could have grabbed that. I'm actually going to grab that. That's going to be very, very helpful. We'll lock that one more time and grab that damage over there on them. Hopefully by getting more and more damage. That was a lot faster, so already making a big, big difference. Able to kill the bosses a whole lot faster than we could before. Everything. We could get a little bit more movement speed maybe. I do like the area of effect. You can start seeing it. Actually, is my visuals. My visuals aren't even on 100%. So let's go and put that up. Apologies, I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I was trying to... I was challenged to make a video using 300 Spartan infantry summons. Unfortunately, it's not possible to get to 300, but I did have nearly 100 of them, and that was pretty interesting. They do apply dazed, so it is quite a decent, you know, skill to get. Gonna grab the burn. We can't grab incinerate, why not? It's just extra damage. It's not the end of the world to grab it. We are on this, so we lock here. We're gonna reroll, lock, reroll, lock, reroll. There we go, we get it. We're gonna lock that one and get the +2 from the start, so we can get even more. Where is this other boss? There he is over there. Cast frequency works as well. Still need one more level to grab that cast frequency. And what buff do we have? Oh, that's retaliate from our skill tree. So when you hit 20 retaliate, you deal damage in an area around you. I forgot that Legionnaire has retaliate, which is unique to only him. Gonna grab the damage, because that does increase the damage per stack as well, so damage is quite an important one. But you can see it's definitely getting a lot faster now. I think if you had to go into Overlord, this would probably overtake a lot of the other summons in terms of damage and speed, but its build up is quite bad, as you can see. I mean, it's taken us nearly 6 minutes for it, so very, very interesting. It's still, again, like I mentioned earlier, a very, very strong summon, and one that I really, really do enjoy. So in terms of tier listing, this is still going to be, it used to be S tier, hands down, but I definitely personally feel like now it's moved down to A tier from there. But that's because I got a slight nerf not too long ago, actually. So yeah, bit unfortunate that they were nerfed. Alright, so let's just quickly go back to the main menu. We need to go and have a look at or disable our ascension, and now we can go back in there and check out. We can even actually disable the rune having our fiery blades. So we just go to fire, and we're going to take the volcanic eruption over there and get straight into it again for our next run. We do have fire skills actually, so we didn't need to have the ascension available. But it's a lot easier to just have it done and dusted. If you were playing with like Putrid Hounds, you could have Death's Touch as well, which will give you poison without having his poison skill if you just wanted to play it. But because we're using the same runes for absolutely every single character, we couldn't grab that. I have a feeling these guys are going to get area of effect as an upgrade. Okay, push G, get rid of all this nonsense. Don't want the fire, so we'll get rid of that. Don't want the block, don't want the armor, don't need the crit. We'll grab the magnetic for the extra levels. But all of this is not looking the greatest. So it is another duration one, so it lasts for 20 seconds. We've got a 6-second cooldown. The only thing is we don't want cooldown to be too low because it just respawns them. We're gonna lock the magnetic over there, just because blue magnetics are very, very good. And we haven't seen a single upgrade for the skill itself. There we go, finally we get damage. We don't need movement speed for this one because they aren't going to be moving. So that's fine as well. I don't know if we need the area of effect, to be honest. We'll have to see. We don't need that. We're gonna grab damage again. We're getting a lot of damage. Does this thing only get damage? I don't see any cast frequency, no area of effect for it yet, no multicast. I think it's going to be very similar to the other skill where it didn't have multicast in a common or uncommon, but it was an epic upgrade. Just skip rare, you know. It was epic. There's no cunning on these summons either, so we just need to make sure that they are summoned near the bosses, otherwise we're going to have a rough time killing anything with them. As you can see, we do need cast frequency for them to cast a lot more, and then also multicast is going to be very good on them. If they could hit the bosses, that would be great. Alright, not having cunning on these is already really, really bad. The fact that they're not going to target the bosses. So there we go, like I mentioned, the multicast is going to land up being one of the epic upgrades. Bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. We don't need movement speed, so we'll just grab more cast frequency there. Alright, they are starting to spew out a whole lot faster, which is really, really good, but I don't think they are going to be able to make up for their loss damage on those first set of bosses. But you never know. We never know. Increase their damage even further. The more damage they can do, the better. Getting a lot of magnetics. We also got a lot of area of effect over there. Okay, no more magnetics broken. Stop taking them. We do get the legendary multicast chance again, which is fantastic. Which also means we can banish the multicast if we want to, because we have so much of it already. We're going to banish the magnetic as well. I'm tired of seeing it now. Can no longer help us, that we're not going into an overlord or anything like that, so there really isn't a reason for it to be available. Eek. Okay, we don't have to worry about dying. We seem to be fine. They seem to be dying. And there we go. Again, doesn't seem to do that much damage, unfortunately, even with all of those damage upgrades. That was 3 damage upgrades in a row. 490% increased damage. And they're still not doing that much damage. Yeah, it's a weird one. We're gonna grab the critical damage over there because it doesn't matter how high your base damage goes. If you got 100% more damage based on a crit, that's gonna be much more helpful. A lot of red circles over here that we have to keep moving around to dodge, which I don't like either. Cast frequency, I don't even think we need cast frequency anymore. We finally found a multicast that wasn't legendary. Like I mentioned, it was going to be an epic upgrade, which is still very weird to see. Even more damage. We're sitting at 2k base damage for the skill, or I mean, I guess it's base damage, but not really. And it deals a pretty decent amount of damage, but I just don't feel like the skill is good enough for this. I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but compared to all the other summons that we've used, this one feels very, very lackluster. So It's really good to finally get a skill where we feel like it's doing really badly. Time wise, it's probably going to be very similar to that of the others. Can we get another +1 at all? There we go, finally. I'm not grabbing that cast frequency because as it is already 4.1 seconds isn't giving them a lot of time to really dish out their damage. We did get a lot more of them now, so +5 units, so we're on 9. That could be a problem as well, is that you don't start off with a lot of them compared to all the other summons. So that does make it a lot more tragic to play with them. The more that we have, the more damage we're going to dish out, and because we didn't have a lot of them, I mean, you can definitely see the difference now that we've got, you know, 11 of them. We're dishing out a whole lot more damage. Definitely feels a lot better. Alright, so the one caveat of the skill is that you really need a lot of the summons to make it feel a lot better, but until then, they don't feel so great. Damage, just, you know, spew on the damage, it doesn't really matter. We got a whack ton of damage upgrades for this one, and it's purely just because we keep getting, that's all you can get for it. I guess that's not really a bad thing, but it's not a stacking, like at least Fiery Blade, the more damage you get, the more damage you deal because of the burn stacks and how it works. Like this one is just flat damage, so if for like an Overlord run you wouldn't use something like this because of the way that the damage scales on it. It's not a scaling damage, so it's not very strong for Overlord. But for a single use skill or to apply burning stacks, it could be very good. Okay, we're going to grab the Merciless. That's obviously going to give us even more damage. And I think we actually did faster with this than we did with Fiery Blades. But again, it's because we didn't need burning damage, burning stacks. And even though we didn't need them, we were able to get a whole lot of them. Still, both of them were terribly slow compared to some of the other ones. Nearly 2 minutes slower. So, I don't know, let me know what you guys think about them down in the comments section. Still really enjoyed playing with them, it dealt a lot of damage. It was fun to see visually, but in terms of their speed, damage output, it wasn't too great. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.